I mean, we do a lot of programming on, being comfortable in your own skin,
Yes.
into working on ourselves after 50, getting down to our true self. And I want you to know that I've taken that very seriously.
I know you are. Did you push record?
Thanks so much for joining us again on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life. Hey, Silka.
Hi, Paige. Well, today this is a story or a topic that I've thought about for a while, whether or not to actually go public with this. You and I have talked about this a long time, and this fits into our new series that we're going to be doing. When is the first or the last time you did something for the first time?
Right.
So, and this was actually your idea. I love that idea. And I remember when you brought that up to me, the thing that popped into my head is that here's what I did very recently, and that was discover a clothing optional resort. Okay, don't be shocked. and it and I find it funny that I'm even talking about this, but this was something very profound, cathartic in my life. And anyway, so I thought that it might be interesting to raise, to bring this topic up and see if anybody else felt like this. For some reason, which at that time I really couldn't even explain, it was a couple years ago, I just really wanted to experience what it's like, at a nudist place. So I went and I found this great little place, the Terracotta Inn in Palm Springs. And the experience there, again, I think I said just a minute ago, it was cathartic for me. There was something about being in this environment where everybody seemed to be equal. I mean, I've never experienced anything like it, and it was nothing sexual. It was so completely different than anything I would have expected. I mean, this will forever stick with me in a place that I'll, want to return to, which I have, and we're going to be doing a story on it. The One of the biggest discoveries was that as I started doing research on this, from as a reporter type point of view, is that the majority or the mean age, the average age at most of these clothing optional nudist places is between 50 and 60. That was, to me, was shocking or enlightening, I suppose. And that's another reason that I wanted to kind of follow this. What is it about us at this age? Why this makes it so appealing? And in this segment, I wanted to discuss with you from your perspective and people that you work with, especially when it comes to body image and topics of that sort. How do you think the experience that I've relayed to you, how does that fit into what we're going through at this time in our life?
Well, you made a good point about body image. Just think about by the time you're our age, we've probably been criticized, ridiculed, something traumatic has happened about how we look, why we're not looking a certain way, how come we're not perfect. I mean, look at the society that we live in.
Or we ridicule ourselves, maybe that
Yeah.
even more so than other. Yeah.
But it starts from others, and then we begin to ridicule ourselves.
Correct. The ideal image. Yeah.
Yeah. So, when you said that you went there and it was so freeing and everybody felt like, or you felt like you're on everybody's level, it's because you are. There's nothing to hide behind. This is it. You're in the raw, you're authentic, you're vulnerable. Everyone there is vulnerable. There's nothing to hide. You're letting it all hang out, and it's refreshing. It can be very refreshing. It can also be very traumatic for people who've been sexually traumatized to do something like that because of what they've gone through. Or if someone has had, certain kinds of surgeries or their breasts removed or whatever it might be. So really it's to each his own, to feeling like you want to be free. I know when I've done that, I've been in the beaches in Europe, and it was just so freeing to be on the beach like that. You know how I feel about the water. Nothing better than swimming nude in the water. So,
Well, what's interesting that what you just said about the mastectomy, that I actually became very good friends with a woman, a couple, and let me qualify this too. It is a couple's place. This is, it's a this great boutique resort with 24 rooms that caters to couples. And it's not about sex. It's not a swingers place. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that is not what this is about. This is strictly about a nacation, or a nacation is what they call it, which is kind of funny too. But anyway, long story short, I met a woman who had, and that was her first time back. They had been nudists for a while, and this was her first time back after she had a mastectomy, and was devastated and scared. And this was like a huge thing that I was able to share with her, this experience, and I'll never forget that. It is something that you wouldn't experience anywhere else.
And how empowering for her to know that she had this mastectomy and she's beautiful no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so important.
So we had a lot of fun. I interviewed the proprietors who actually had run the place for over 20 years. Now it's in a new location, has a new owner, but the same Tom, Marie Claire are back managing it. Great stories, great, just things to think about. So if you'd had an inclination that you may want to do this or thought about it, hopefully what, some of the upcoming segments that will bring you, might answer some of those questions. I mean, we do a lot of programming on, being comfortable in your own skin,
Yes.
into working on ourselves after 50, getting down to our true self. And I want you to know that I've taken that very seriously.
I know you are. You got down in your skin and to your true self, Silka.
And I learned a lot. I learned so much that I'm really looking forward to sharing. Do you have any questions for me before we end this segment?
Did you have fun?
I had a great time. It was really
Was
fun.
it freeing for you?
It was freeing. It was fun. And I know people going, oh my God, I can't believe she's even talking about that. And that's something that we talked about, when I interviewed the different people. It's like, what do you say? Oh my God, how can you do that? And the response was always, don't judge us till you try it. So Paige, having disclosed that, hopefully it wasn't too shocking. Are you embarrassed to be my co-host now?
Not at all. I love it.
Well, when we talk about being naked and exposed, what are your closing thoughts on this segment?
It's going back to this is what our series is. When was the last time you did something for the first time? And who's to say that you can't go to an all clothing optional resort after 50? It's just another component to say you can do whatever you want after 50 and it's okay. And you know what? Some of us have even more freedom to step out and do what we want after 50. So that's what I have to say.
Well, and apparently we are not alone because we're the majority of the people there. Truly. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to our channel because you do not want to miss some of these upcoming episodes.
Yes.
And we'll see you next time on Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. Button's right over here. And if there's a topic that you'd like to see us cover in the future, please visit our website, secondact.tv. We have a suggestion box right in the upper right-hand corner of our website. Drop us a line. Let us know what's on your mind. We'd love to hear from you. See you soon. Bye-bye.